Okay, now we've done that. Welcome back to Making His Story 9 Part 2. Now with all our familiars. All our familiars are here. Right. Hey, that's one of my favorite. Turn off the branding. You can't. It's way up here. They don't make it easy. You have to scroll back to it to make it go away. Oh. Hi, everybody. We're back. This is well, uh, I'll tell it to you like this. The thing is, most people, adults, at least say 30s and up, right, have been conditioned to Set. They've been worshiping Set their whole lives. They don't know any different. Now, one of the ways people worship Set was like a confessional broadcast, like little closet confessions. They like those. And the reinvention of reality TV came out in the 90s, where they're like, hey, it's like Fish Tank, but like the first one. And now that the connection is becoming as dense as it is, reality TV is becoming reality TV, and so like, why not be a train wreck online so people can be virtually not alone with the train wreck, right?
The list?
Yes, any of the first level ones.
I'm gonna get a soda. Anyone want one? Hey, Graham, I'm not in the room, right? What room? I want to cast magic missile. The room where he's casting all these spells from. He hasn't cast anything yet. I am, though, if you'd listen. I'm casting magic missile.
Why are you casting magic missile? There's nothing to attack here.
I'm attacking the darkness.
Yes. Chad in his new video has done the due dilettantery required to understand that people are investing in vampirism or something. We can feature it better now. Hey, come here. Go over here. Stop. Wait. StreamYards, come over here. See, this what I'm doing now is not all that unlike piloting a spaceship in that game that you can't stand watching. you gotta stay young. You haven't, Anselman, and yet you're here. But you're here. Is the worship more intimate? Is that what you're implying? Shh, present a tab. This old mouse. He called it this old mouse, by the way. Make it big. Here, if he opens with this interview with Rothschild, and then this.
Or gets sick, does that affect the brain? And vice versa, as the brain gets older, does that influence the rest of the body? And what connects all the different tissues in the body is blood. Blood.
Skip the TED Talk. That's the copyright part. I just now read in the chat. Where's the battery bit? Because that's the part I want to touch. Where's the battery bit, Chad? In between the evil scientist man, or was it his battery? Oh, it was his battery bit, because he's that kind of guy.
And to help you restore your levels of these growth factors. And this is what it looks like. In fact, these are my parents. And they like the treatment. My dad said he felt very energetic.
It makes people feel much more comfortable if you're willing to do it to your own parents. Come on. There she is. I saw it, right? Yeah, here we go. It was just coming up. It was coming up, maybe. I don't. Whatever. There's a battery bit in there. Chad's new thing is fantastic. It's just fantastic.
I'm Chad the Alcoholic, and the creator of the Friday Morning Nameless channel. I'd like to welcome you to join us for the latest and greatest and most up-to-date information about all the things happening in this corner of the internet. I want to thank you for your time and your attention.
Hey, look, I saw a deck of cards. We get to have a card for the show because I looked over there and there was. Hey, you're not. Go away, joystick. Nobody wants to watch that. That. Oh, I was gonna let people come in. We'll do that after we draw the card for the show. Hey, hey, hey. Oh, just eat. Give me a minute. I just need a minute. Here, look, a minute. A minute in a box. I don't know if I think people are just picking it up from me, right? Oh no, are just picking it up from hanging out here. But like Stephanie's dropping this mind control by doing the trigger phrase is always your best bet at the end of the Queen of Hearts reference. Chad says clubs are showing up. 4 clubs for a while. Let's see how the card for the show goes today. Here's your ASMR shuffle. And we'll just cut the deck right about here. Oh, the 4 clubs is back again. It's almost like it's okay. So I got the link out in the thing if anybody wants to come play. Meanwhile, there's something I haven't been able to see in a minute, and I think you know how Pastor Paul is now giving us assignments like talking about videos he doesn't make. Well, turns out there's one I haven't seen yet that I need to go through. We've got a minute I've seen it, but it's a 2-hour thing. It's this one with the one and only CW Weeks. And here's a segment.
That has really been with me ever since.
Quiet.
And, you know, maybe that's awkward for my rationalistic tendency or something, but there it is. So what can I say?
So you have an experience that clarifies, and so you no longer need to be at Bible college, so you drop out.
It wasn't that so much as like I realized that I had got to the point of being groomed to you know, take up leadership in the church without, at the time, I felt like any kind of really credible conviction about the reality of God. And that, along with the
well, of course, you don't need the
later,
conviction with the reality of God to be ordained as an administrator of the church. What are you showing us, Chad? Hey, Doc, good to see you. I want to add to the stream, but he's just showing a weird box right now. Oh, there he is. Good to see you, Chad. Welcome, everybody. What happens? We got 3.
You've never seen that? That you never watched that CW one?
I didn't get to it. There was so much addiction of video games I had to attend to back in the relapse.
Yeah, there's a lot. That's a really good conversation.
I think I need a distillate.
If you skip through, there's a part. If you like just run your thing over, you'll see where Paul gets up and leaves for a second, and then start pressing play right there.
Right when Paul leaves, huh? All
Yeah.
right. All right. How's it going, gentlemen? How's your Sunday? I guess it's Sunday today.
It's good. How about you, Dr. Tom?
I need it to be a chocolate sundae.
Interesting. I had chocolate already on this Sunday.
Hey, it's Charlie's Little Corner. Hey, I saw something from that in the Discord. I'm going to run some of it. I haven't checked it out yet. You guys mind?
No, yeah, please do. It's really great.
If you don't know, the town square on the Discord is where you put your stuff for everybody to see. And Charlie did. And now I'm going to go find it and click on it. Look at this.
I think we're losing him, sir. We can't lose him, Tucker. He's our only lead. Try something else. Don't give up on us, baby. Lord knows we've come.
Is it just me that can't hear it? Damn it, Charlie.
It's a little quiet, but it's funny.
I'll have to check it out later. I could not hear.
So he's done something with his little channel there that is exactly kind of what you wanted people to do, which I think is great.
Yeah, it makes me feel so much more comfortable about going into relapse with everybody stepping up lately. It's like, all right, they get it. I can screw off for a while.
No, you can't. No. You have to. You are our accountability stalker, and the accountability stalker doesn't get to fluff off.
Well, I am here streaming, right?
Yes.
I did break out of the other galaxy long enough to do that. So,
but I totally relate to the desire to fluff off, though. I do, and this can be exhausting.
I'm like the channel review, man. I mean,
it's okay to slough off, but not to bring the entire chat room into the slough.
Well, I thought it was important to be foolishly transparent about my current condition.
I like that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So, I'm not trying to give you guys slough. I'm not trying to slough on you.
So yeah. So the review thing. So if your review doesn't go well, I mean, what happens to you then?
Well, they have a variety of options, from terminating the channel and all its content to terminating my Gmail account. I expect the former rather than the latter. But okay, so it's like, imagine yourself as a pig farmer, Chad. Pig farmer Chad, are you okay?
I am.
All right, and now Lenny likes to entertain the pigs, and it makes them eat more, and you get good results when, like, your pigs are happier when Lenny comes around. But then you find out Lenny's doing something to your pigs that you don't like telling them conspiracy thoughts or things about timelines. So to protect your pigs and keep them advertiser friendly, because whatever Lenny puts in the pigs makes them a little less friendly to the people who buy your pigs. They find out that Lenny's been messing with your pigs, and you're like, whoa, we're not going to buy your pigs, Chad, if you let Lenny mess with your pigs.
Mm-hmm.
So you make Lenny go away.
I will feed Lenny to my pigs.
That's one of the benefits of having pigs.
Right.
And so they don't like if the channel goes down, then it's clear sign to you that, like, I make you unpalatable to the people they want you palatable to.
Hey, if your channel goes down, I'll give you the keys to mine. You can have it.
That's, I don't know. It's like we have to. It's like that part of the season hasn't played out. We don't know how it's.
Can I back us up for a second?
Please.
Why is it necessary to go through a monetization review?
I want first of all, I'm operating under Canary Protocol, which means like I make everybody know, hey, it's a nice guy. Look, we all like him. Oh, the people, the owners don't like him. And so the canary in the coal mine lets people know where they're actually making friends at, where there were. It's like
Is a chosen role.
yeah, it's part of it. Part of it. That's what I'm here for, is to let you guys know how mean they are.
But
And
why play their game and change your role as canary into something more advanced in their world, but that doesn't actually help you in Grisworld?
because the superpowers that come with monetization actually work way better than this buy me a coffee stuff.
Aha.
Even though they're taking a 30% cut and everybody knows it, there's something about the built-in features that people like. And they're giving us this place where we can find each other. So like, how much
They're
of their
giving it to us, or are they subjecting us to watching their commercials using our time to try and purchase their stuff when it's not in our interest to buy into their
Oh, that's just the
reality?
ransomware portion. It's like, if you don't pay us a premium subscription, we will subject you to random influences of interruption to your train of thought, just like in that Harrison Bergeron novel that you can't read anymore because your attention span isn't long enough. Here, watch a short.
Have you ever read Bartleby the Scrivener?
Yes, actually. It
Herman
was
Melville?
discussed by my good friend Cale Zeldin over on the Baalbird Network, and I ended up reading it because it reminded me of me.
And you still prefer not?
I don't prefer not.
Then you didn't relate to Bartleby.
The deep prefer not can't be manifest at the same time I'm doing this service.
As a role within the character in the role you're playing.
Yeah, the Bartleby part of the me that I am doesn't fit on stage with Griswold Grin.
Okay. No, it's a matter of role characters playing roles in their LARP. And the LARP is a live action role play. So the better you play your role, good or evil, the more you get interest within the crowd that you're trying to draw.
So long as you serve the storyline.
Well, just hang on a minute. So, Grizz, like what we trust about you is like the strength that you have to endure the mind control, because like you're kind of a shepherd through this little pig pen, and so like we like trust that you're going to be fine. You already are in some ways immune to what has gone on. So part of that, I would think part of the role that you have then is to kind of play their game a little bit so that you can continue to drop us nutrition into the pig pen while they're dropping all the bullshit into the pig pen. So, but we have to figure out a way that we can actually.
All right, prodigal.
Yeah.
That's it. Just prodigal, man.
Oh.
You're talking about us dropping wisdom to the swines, right?
Well, no, I'm talking about you.
When's Dad going to let me know I can come home?
You're already here.
There's no pearls to throw before the swine unless we accept the economics at face value and run the system on it. But the system doesn't run for us using economics, floating at whatever currency you want to float with. The currency that we, the watchers, have is our time.
Or taps, time, attention, and potential.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on the level of LARP, the participation of the characters is a reward in itself. It doesn't need monetary compensation, but it does need compensation in an effective form of exchange of value. It's just my $100 bill is worth less than $1 right now in 1913 terms. And let's take a hypothetical.
1913.
Let's
What a
say
Titanic
that the
reference.
bank system fails tomorrow, okay? Does anybody owe money on the loans they've taken from the bank system?
You sure? You sure?
So meanwhile, the banks themselves, not the system, have collected 30% of the housing and excluded people from it. And you can walk down a street and see the empty houses that could be used for homeless or could be used for low rent, but they want to sell that home and would rather keep it empty and charge an outrageous price
The beast
than for
takes
the
what
good
the
of
beast
humanity have
wants.
it being used. But
The
you
beast
see,
takes
they're
what the
people.
beast wants.
They're people by their own definition, Citizens United. The lawsuit basically gave them all the rights of a cognizant flesh and blood person without any of the responsibilities.
All right, tell me when you get to State Street, man. I mean,
I'm never going to get to State Street because I believe in exchanging value for value and don't need the entire level of the middle to get there, except that if I said that, I would ruin the chance for you to get monetized. And I'm just a LARP character. The Lenny time that you see as doc time on these shows is a character that is a role in a role play. And when you and I sit back and talk outside the realm of audience participation, you get a different person than the character on screen at the moment.
Well, we're not LARPing, we're SARPing. We're SARPs, not LARPs.
all right.
Define.
Chad's introducing new terminology with his fuzzy hat. What is it, Chad? What is the SARP term you're trying to introduce?
SARP is screen action role play.
Screen action role playing.
That's what this is.
SCARP.
My LARP is a tile setter. So
that's the thing, right? Is like with the game, the placiness of it. It's a place where like me and everybody else who LARP the character in it spent their time and attention and potential. But it's a place, and the services we were providing, we were giving each other like the reason to be there, which is like the less people who logged in, the less people who logged in, because it was that ball of attention. And it's I see the same thing here. It's the same, like this. It's a different video game. It's still the video game. This is very live, McMo. This is very. I'm not highlighting enough comments. Yeah. It's like, oh wait. If we do Skur, we can be scrappy. We can be scraps.
So while I watch the SCARP or the SARPs, I get a LAC, which is live action capture. So like that's where I think we have to be careful, because like that's when I get caught in the live action capture, like when I'm in my real life and I'm watching all this shit and capturing all this stuff, I'm the one who's actually being captured. So that's where you got to be careful. But that's why the lobster monkeys who have set out to carry this cross are like, that's why we're here. That's why we watch us. Part of it is entertaining, but the other part is, I think we kind of take some of our roles seriously in that we bring something important to the table that might be useful. So
it's like we were here anyway.
Yeah,
so
right.
Maybe we can still be of service to each other.
Right. So in exchange for the LAC, the live action capture, I get to be a SARP, which is a screen action role play, right? So if you're
Well,
gonna,
it's identity and selfhood, right? Because the thing is, most people are trained and conditioned into the whole like, you're yourself, but for 8 hours a day, you have to LARP as something else.
right, which
And
you're
then
better off doing.
and then the thing is, right, when we come together in these other places, whether it be a church in our physical bodies or a video game universe, we ourselves that's not mandated by like the need to earn your keep,
Mhm.
the Adam's curse, if you will, to work the land. Right, we're escaping that curse.
Right. Well, you could do it in a live action role play setting too. I mean, I think that it's important if you do. It is important to find places where you can serve without getting anything in return, because it makes all this other shit worth it. I mean, so yeah. I mean,
The getting stuff in return lets me continue to operate under the proposition that what I'm doing is of value and worth pursuing, and will eventually is
not.
my way of
I'm not talking about
working the land.
I'm not talking about vocation. I'm talking about the service that we share with others, the for fun and for free stuff that we get to do, like, spending time with somebody, and those are the things I'm talking about. So if you're gonna, yeah, it's good to have, our jobs and stuff. Like, I like my job for the most part, my tile setting job, but I won't be able to sustain doing that unless I have some other service oriented action in my life, which I get to spend time with people for fun and for free, whether there are good fruits out of that or not. Because I'm not in the fruits producing business. I'm just in the action business. You know what I mean? Like, my job is to show up and spend time. I don't have control on the outcomes. So how do I do that? What's the best way that I can do that is through love, like love and service, which is a pain in the ass, but it's fine. It's like, it's part of the job. But it's easy to get captured by these screens. It is. It's very easy. And I have a lot of concerns about that in my life. And I have a lot of concerns about being sucked in and worried about, am I wasting my time? Like, especially I was playing this stupid ass game yesterday. It's called Almost Golf. The game literally had no point to it, and there were no ads, which was really strange. So I was just playing and playing and playing and playing and playing, and there's no losing in the game either, which is really weird. So, like, all you do is you shoot this ball up to the next platform, and then you shoot the ball up to the next platform, and you get that ball into a platform with a flag. You have unlimited ways to get it up there, unlimited times you could do it, and there's no ads playing. And I was just thinking, oh my God, I'm stuck in hell. Yes, exactly. No ads and unlimited plays, and there are no bad moves. What? Anyways, my phone is going to start acting weird. It does weird on these StreamYards for some reason.
Gee,
But
I found the StreamYard as the most productive way of conversing in real time with people. When I get on Skype or Discord, there's all sorts of interference. So I guess things work differently for each of us, depending on the value that we give it and our expectation of how it's going to work.
oh, what'll happen with mine is the microphone will start crackling for some reason. Like, my
Your
phone.
phone probably is overheating, man. I discovered that on the trip to Chino, that the phones can overheat, and boy, howdy, do they not like it. And
Right.
you're running everything on it to do this, so that makes sense.
Oh,
Thanks for
okay.
coming in, Chad. You
Yeah.
reground me sometimes.
Good.
And that
Well,
new stuff you dropped is great.
I really love you, dude. Like, I really do. And I think that that's apparent to you, the time that we spent together and talked about things. all this on the internet shit's fucking fine, but I fucking care about you. And so, you know, just remember, you're fine. Spend time with us, but you don't need to get sucked in. We're not in the results game. We're in the, here, look at this, and then we get to move along. And all the results are in somebody else's hands. So you're a good dude, and I really care about you a lot. Like I spent time with you. You know what I mean? So easy does it. All right. I'm gonna go spend time with my wife now.
Keep up the good work, Chad. Thank you. And the LARP that I've got is quite different from the LARP you've got, in that my LARP is still in the pre-LARP stage, and it's not even going to start for a while. But the goal that I'm shooting for is not that the audience is just entertained. We want them to be educated, but we can't even tell what's real in this world anymore. At this point, I could make a case that CGI has been in operation ever since they introduced television into living rooms. And so how do we know that what we take as true is actually true until we've put the time and effort in to think it through in order to believe it?
I'm deeply disturbed by how irrelevant whether what I know is true to how the outcomes have played out. It's like if it gets me through the day, it doesn't really matter how true it was, so long as like the homeostatic still alive state is true at the end of the day.
Sure. I go into a game quite often during the day. I play chess on a site where I probably have 40 chess games running. And whenever I get 10 minutes where I know I got something to do, but I have to kill time to get there, I go onto my chess site and I look at one of my games. And I also play Battleship there. And so I've gotten to the point where I can play Battleship and win 60% of the games. But it's just Battleship.
Battleship.
You know, you put your shot in and it's either a hit or a miss. And everybody gets 5 boats. And if you sink the 5 boats that your opponent placed before he sinks the 5 that you placed, you win. And what do you win?
You're not sinking my battleship, Lenny. Get out of here. All right, everybody. It's time for some branding. Here's this one. A nice slow roll by Chad. I'm triggered, Nahama, because Waterbearer is the thing I asked Johnny Pajot's brother to, what you call it? It's cool to bounce, Doc. I'm soloing out from here on. But yes, the Waterbearer, it's a biblical, guys. You guys know the Bible. What's the verse where he says, "Follow the Waterbearer"?
Guess what? I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Now, let's see. Here's some sunshine.
Keep it going. Never know, I'll never die. I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Take
Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. Didn't say anything. Hey, but speaking of Peugeot, here's some more of that creepy past from 2 years ago. Prophecy. And in this case, the Talk Like a Pirate Day launch of Larkgate, the reality augmented game, went off without a hitch. They even have a paintball place in Waxahachie. And Waxahachie has a magical, mystical history, much like the sci-fi television show Eureka, except what happened is George Bush was building the big underground CERN in Waxahachie. So all the scientist folk made babies in Waxahachie, and it's a magical place. You guys should come and dance on Monday, I think. Somebody check the astrology. There's an eclipse soon. I think it's Monday.
Stuck in the
Thank you, Tarantino. Luke 20:10, and he said unto them, Behold, when ye are entered into the city, there shall be a man meet you, bearing a pitcher of water. Follow him into the house where he entereth. Then this is definitely an astrology reference, but I'm pretty sure we are entered the city now. Thank you, Dolly. Dolly's if you're not feeling so great, go watch some Dolly. Those are uplifting stuffs over there. Blessed be you. I go to click on the store tab to run through another commercial, and I closed it instead. So here's some more of this.
middle with you.
I mean, I did. You all needed to know that because I need the cash apps. But it's $ Grimgrims. Hey, a fade. There's a fade slider. Oh. Are you receiving ground control to Major Tom? So that's 2 years ago, but look at me now. Only days away from being out of community strike and able to do a monetization review. I guess I'll save the rest of the last end of that to those reviewer folks to find. We'll close that. Oh, and now you did the thing. Let's see if the weeks. Let's try this one again. Add Paul.
We are the angel and the dreamer. Da, 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 da. Don't give up on us.
Them to become aware of this. You get.
All right. Apparently, one of these people is Forrest Landry, and someone in the Discord wants us to know.
Them to understand that that they're if they're seeking dominance or victory, that's going to be called out. There's a lot of stuff you do to try and make people understand.
There is a lot of stuff we do to try to make people understand, John. And one of the things I do to try to make people understand is that I let them know that if I'm muted, they can get a bonus 2 to their savings throws if they tell me in the chat, and the bonus 4 if they use an emoji to tell me. So both Dolly and Ups and Lenny, because he said the word ear logo emoji, and that's good enough for me, get a +4 to next saves. Zach with a +2, and I hope that makes sense to everybody.
Exactly that propensity and that
Where
danger.
does discernment show up in the process so that one person can notice when they have basically been in a context which has been set up to disadvantage them?
So what happens is there's a discernment process you have to educate people in, because there's a phenomenological marker of when the we space the Geist gets shattered and things focus on a particular are being focused on a particular individual in sort of an ongoing fashion. And you can train.
And when the wee space shatters, you need the synchrony.
People to notice that, so the we space doesn't belong to anybody in particular, and that's in fact its important normative aspect. And when that gets broken, people can sense that somebody's trying to do that. And so, and you give people some, it's not an exhaustive definition, but you give people things like, if somebody's trying to get you to do therapy on them, or somebody's trying to recommend, or somebody's trying to correct, like then you give them their criteria. They're not definitions, but they're criteria by which you get people to look for, well, what's helping everybody to enrich the we space, and what are people doing that is actually breaking it? And the advantage of that is it's not just something that you apply.
What are people doing, you might ask? Well, looky here. At this clip from Upcycles Club and the clip stream. Are you older than mature?
Are you older than Matthew?
Yeah, I'm older, about a year and a half.
You think that the roles you two have play into the symbolism of the firstborn?
I couldn't hear the rest of that, but he did say he is the big brother in the Matthew situation, thanks to the contribution by Ups on the Broken Clock Tower Discord in the clip stream. And I'll add that that was value. We have some from Lynn, a couple of old guys. Matt Tybee, he's a character, isn't he? Some dolphins. Oh, wait, here's one of mine. What was in this one? About me. What are they saying? It's probably great, but what is it? What is it they're saying? I need to know because of the NS part of the friends. And I can't because it's hidden behind the membership paywall. And so I come to you. Oh, was there some confusion? That was Pastor Paul's homeroom on Monday. It's available now for people who have paid the membership ransom, and it features me. And I was wondering what they were gossiping about me. You know. Oh wait, here's something Grimgriz added to the clip stream. I bet you that's a good one.
We went to a military base and we flew a drone at 10 feet, going about 10 knots, and we hit it. And when you slow down the footage, you can see the round exploding on the arm, and the chain gets caught in the rotor, and the rotor slows visually, because you can see when on video footage you can see the slower the rotors. Right. This one instantly changes RPM drastically, and it flips the drone over instantly. So it fell out of the sky. So we were like,
what? Are you saying paintball rounds are effective against drones? That's so strange. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. But we have another entry from Upcycles Club into the clip stream. Let's see what it is. Symbolism happens in a network of relationships.
Happens as a network, in a network of relationships. And so, for example, let's say a raven, like I don't know what it is in Native American culture, but a raven has a multiplicity of things which makes it a raven, which makes us able to see that it's a raven. It's black, it's a bird, it's it eats flesh, it has different aspects to it. And so the question is, what aspects are being pulled together to symbolize something in a story or in a a certain, let's say, pattern of symbols. And so that's really important, because a lot of people, they get these, like, those of you that have seen my reading list, you'll notice that I have no dictionary of symbols.
And he goes on to explain it, but that was the end of the clip. Hey.
This sounds like vampires, but there may be a good reason for that. In the 17th century, a noblewoman in Hungary, Elizabeth Bathory, was actually executed for bathing in the blood of young women. And apparently she was doing this to improve her appearance. And as our science is now demonstrating, well, there probably was a fact to these vampire legends. It probably works, but it's not something we recommend. And so we're trying to show that since transfusions are a really common medical procedure, there's really an ethical and safe way to do this. And now, when people think about aging, they think about their appearance. And I'm pretty happy to report here that we are seeing improvements in appearance. I've seen it myself. It's kind of dramatic. People, they don't look like they're 20, but they do look significantly younger.
That's more from Chad's hot new one. This Old Mouse. Be sure and check that out. This guy is Dr. Krasma something. It's This Old Mouse over on the Friday Morning Nameless, who has provided us with such things as this. Remember, there is no agency. We want what's best. Let's just scroll really far up and see what was up here. What? Sure. Hey, an old Demir.
Something empirically demonstrable comes to our aid from the depths of our unconscious nature. It is the task of the conscious mind to understand these hints. If this does not happen, the process of individuation will nevertheless continue. The only difference is that we become its victims and are dragged along by fate towards the inescapable goal, which we might have reached walking upright, if only we had taken the trouble and been patient enough to understand in time the meaning of the noumena that cross our path. The only thing that really matters now is whether man can climb up to a higher moral level, to a higher plane of consciousness, in order to be equal to the superhuman powers which the fallen angels have played into his hands. But he can make no progress with himself unless he becomes very much acquainted with his own nature. Unfortunately, a terrifying ignorance prevails in this respect, and an equally great aversion in increasing the knowledge of his intrinsic character. However, in the most unexpected quarters nowadays, we find people who can no longer blink the fact that something ought to be done with man in regard to his psychology. Unfortunately, the little word ought tells us that they do not know what to do and do not know the way that.
They do not know what. Now that's another 6 minutes of Demir's work. He might tell you the way. However, what has happened is Hezi has said Brandon Lee, which triggered the end of the show in the following fashion.
Halloween. Man, I don't even fucking know you, man. What the fuck you want, man? Why don't you tell me a story? A man and a woman in law a year ago. Your motherfucking mind. Listen! I'm sure you'll remember. You killed them. On Halloween. Yeah, okay. Halloween, yeah. Some dude, some bitch, whatever, man. Her name was Shelley. You cut her. You raped her. Shelley, yeah. Yeah, I shanked her pink ass and she loved it.
I have to add commentary before I get to the part. Yeah, run. This is not pretty.
Murder, man! Murder! Let me tell you about this. It's fun. It's easy. You gonna learn all about it. I like you to meet you. Two buddies smack.
All right, this is the part.
Victim.